Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Kuroko in a Basket Season 2. We are on episode 12, and yes, still under the weather. Of course, it's in the same session as last episode, so you know what it is, but we power through. So yeah, in the last episode, we finished the match with Kurosaki Daichi. Thank God, we've won. We can move on. We get into the Winter Cup, of course, so now it's pure knockout stages. These are the real meaty matches that I'm really looking forward to now, so I'm just excited going forward. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. All 6 Generation Miracles are in the Winter Cup, so you know it's just going to be a question of. I would like to see this episode if we get a bracket to see who's going up against who. You know, because I feel like I don't think it's going to be a case of Serene goes up against all of the Generation Miracles. You know, I feel like if it's going to be, I guess, if realistic would be, you know, we go up against maybe 3 of them. And I don't know, the other 2 would go up against each other and knock the other out, you know. I've already like sort of said if it was like Shotoku and Kaijo, maybe something like that. You know, regardless, I just want to see it. I just want to see the Generation Miracles go up against each other and not just have it be Serene all the time. You know, I really enjoyed the Kaijo Toho match, so I would love if there's like another one of those. I just want to see how they play against each other, you know. But anyway, regardless, don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So yeah, we're just going to get straight into episode 12. If you do want to go watch a reaction, link is in the description below. There's also a link to the full length if you want to watch the reaction in full and not just the 10-minute version. Then the offer is there for you. But yeah, nothing else to really talk about, so we're going to get in episode 12 to see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Episode 12. I was worried. Halfway through the episode, I was like, is there going to be anything to talk about? It was just like for half the episode, just nothing happened. Like, it was just like, you know, they were just hanging around in an onsen, relaxing, trying to peep at naked girls. That's what it was. But that last half of the episode, that changed everything. Because now we have some stuff to talk about. Where do we start? I guess the brackets. We'll start with the brackets. So, at least, well, we know that Serene are going up against Toho. That's the breadth of the knowledge that we have about the bracket. But we know that that is their first match. So, revenge time. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Getting revenge quickly, you know what I mean? Kagami made a good point, and everyone else was obviously feeling it. That's why obviously they pointed out that, you know, even though the lads in the sauna, Rico out with Momoi, they all had the same feeling about it. As like, you know, they're gonna have to play them eventually. You know what I mean? So it makes no odds playing them early or later. You're gonna have to, you know, if you want to get past them, you have to beat them. So, you know, it makes no difference if they come early. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound great, did it? Anyway, Serene vs Toho. So yeah, that's going to be our next game. I don't know when that's going to take place though, because I guess it depends on how they're going to do the pacing for what is about this training camp. Which I don't know. I mean, Kagami's away to America, for fuck's sake. And I don't know why. I guess it's to go up against. Let's say I don't even know. Would he have the option to like go up against? I guess better players, I suppose. I guess that's what it could be. It's the only thing I can really think of because. Maybe to do more street ball stuff, because I know that they obviously, you know, Kagami pointed that out in Japan, that like, oh yeah, I guess in Japan they are doing street ball stuff as well, but I guess it's more prominent in America. So maybe to fight Aomine, because Aomine is, his style is more street ball than it is actual, you know, what you consider compared, like, you know, the, you know, NBA play. But so I don't know, maybe Kagami's going there to learn, like, you know, to maybe touch up on that a bit so that he can go one-on-one with them a bit more. That could be what it is. But that's the only real theory I've got on the reason why Kagami's going back to America. I guess in a way as well, it could be a case of like going up against taller people. You know, I mean, it's one of those things of just like, you know, in real life, generally across the board, Asian people are not that tall. You know what I mean? So I don't know into what degree they're actually, if that is something a part of this show, where they're just like, yeah, American people, they're just generally taller. You know what I mean? I don't know if they've ever really brought, I guess they have, like, slightly, but when you've got the likes of, you know, Murasaki Bara, Midorima's quite tall, and you've got them, like, in, you know, in this show, and they're Japanese, it's kind of just like, well, you know, I don't know to what degree that takes much precedence in the show. But, you know, those are the things that I can theorize of why Kagami's going back to America. That being said, we've got, what's his name? Kagetora, I think that's what it was. Riko's dad. Played for Japan's national basketball team. And we've only just found that out. I mean, fucking hell, we're going to use this guy, like, you know what I mean? Like, he could have been our fucking manager / coach, like, alongside Riko at times. Like, what's he been doing? You know what I mean? I guess working. He's a personal trainer, isn't he? So I guess, you know, he can't just spend all the fucking time helping out these kids for, you know, what he considers bloody nothing. You know, you don't have to pay anything. So that's good in a way. But I can't believe this is the first time we're hearing about the fact that this guy was on the Japanese national team. Like, fucking hell. Like, we could have used some, you know, advice, experience earlier on. We're only getting it now, but I guess better late than never. We're getting it before Toho, even better. And the fact of it, the matter is, he's, like, you know, within the space of, you know, turning up, tell them to take their shirts off so you can see, you know, how they're coming along. In the space of that, he has already identified, you know, like the likes of weaknesses in, specifically, obviously, Hyuga. He was the one that, you know, the showcase and the example of just like, you know, why are you trying to dribble the ball past a team that's much better than you, and you're not even that much of a dribbler, you know? You don't really dribble the ball at all. Your whole thing is taking 3-pointers from outside. So, you know, like he says, you know, you got to learn how to take 3-pointers whilst not relying on screens from other people to get that space, you know. But instead, I guess the agility to move back, like take a step back, I guess in stride and jump at the same time and take the shot. Maybe that's what he means, and it's not just about speed that way. But then, I guess in some form or fashion, it has to be at least quick enough to catch the person in front of you off guard. But I don't know. But the thing is, though, you know, he's highlighted the weaknesses of the team all round. Like when he was explaining, you know, that they're decent. I feel like the emphasis on that was like they are kind of, you know, they're good, but it's like they're average individually. And I think that was a good point that he actually put across, is that, you know, when you're talking about Toho, yeah, the idea that they are individual players and you know, they play primarily to their individual strengths, that doesn't mean that all of them encompassed together aren't really a team. And this is something that obviously came, we have sort of delved into a bit into this show anyway previously with strictly Kagami and Kuroko, where it's like them two didn't train together, took some time apart, worked on their individual skills so that when they come back together, they're stronger together. Now I feel like we're just passing that off onto the other members of the team so that they can do the same thing. if you've got Hyuga being able to take threes while not having to rely on other people to come in and screen for him, so he has the time to be able to pull it off, it's a big deal for, you know, especially like with 3-pointers being big deals. There are a lot of points that can really come in handy for us, especially obviously against Toho, who, you know, being a high scoring team, we need to get those points up. So that could be a very big deal. I'm interested to see what the other guys are going to get as in terms of their individual skills. I mean, he said that each one of them is going to have something that you could consider a special ability. You know what I mean? That each of them do. It's going to be interesting to see what each person actually has, and what they're capable of. But it's kind of perfect. Like when you had the one, the glasses dude for Toho basically point out that they played Jose, which obviously Seirin did play beforehand, and they obviously pointed out that the points gap is still huge. Now, before Kagetora come in and basically said that I'm going to train you all to, you know, become better and have these individual skills. Even before then, I was like, right, well, there's a few spanners in the works, like on the theory that, you know, Toho are still, like, you know, still ahead of them. They are, yes, but, you know, anything can happen in a game, and even though Aomine is like, the Vanishing Drive won't work against him, he doesn't know that it won't. You know what I mean? And I have said previously that I think Aomine is going to be the one to stop the Vanishing Drive, or figure it out somehow, because he's the one that's most in tune with Kuroko, so it would make sense that he would be the one to stop it. But that doesn't mean that it isn't going to get past him at least a few times. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to be a case of what actually does happen. But at the end of the day, they're all getting individual skills. It's all going to catch their individual mark off guard, I feel like. At least, you know, points during the match. And all of that can change even the mentality of the other team and throw them off that, like, to the point where they don't know what to do anymore. All this comes down to, I feel like, is Momoi. We cannot let her in to fucking have a sneak peek on what it is that they are working on. We don't want that, right? And we don't know how much Momoi actually knows in terms of, like, does she know that Riko's dad is an ex-Japan, you know, national player? I'm going to say no. Which means, I guess, it is a perfect sort of time to, like, just bring him in, like, under the radar kind of thing. So that when Seirin do come out, it could really throw off Toho. The other thing to contend with as well is that I feel like this time Aomine is going to be there from the very start. You know? So there's obviously that to take into account. It's going to be, it's such a cool game, man. I just can't wait. I can't wait for it, man. But yeah, so other than that, I love the Kagami arm around Aomine because it was mirroring what happened in the first match that they had when Aomine showed up and put his arm around Kagami. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, Aomine, if you give it out, at least be able to take it back. You know what I mean? But, you know, I just like the mirror of that. I think it's sort of like I guess it shows, the confidence of Kagami anyway. You know what I mean? Whereas before, Kagami was like shocked as to what to do. But I think, you know, that showcases Kagami's confidence, and everything. So yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for the match. I can't wait to see the other brackets, to see what who else is playing who. You know, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. But anyway, that is all I got. So thank you for watching. If you do want to get access to episode 13 and 14 right now, you can do by becoming an early access tier patron over on my Patreon. So yeah, the early access, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early. There's also the full length tier if you want to watch any of my reactions in full and not just the 10-minute cut version. Then that one was there for you as well. And there's also the exclusive tier, which gives you access to movie reactions and things like that. So if you want to see my reactions to movies when I start reacting to those, then, you know, that's the tier for you. I'll be starting to react to movies very soon, so keep an eye out for that. There's also a link to the Discord in the description below as well, so if you want to get over there, you can do. But that's all I've got, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.